Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here. Today I'm coming up with some real sad news for everyone around the world, and it's concerning the immigration ban in the United States and the executive order signed by Donald Trump suspending the immigration that he signed yesterday. So it's real bad news for everyone of you guys who ever plan to immigrate to Canada in 2020 or get your working visa or other reason, transfer to the United States even. So immigration ban is basically he signed an order it was signed for 60 days. Okay, initially it was 60 days, and now yesterday they signed it to prolong it, to make it, you know, until the end of 2020, due to the unemployment situation in the United States, guys, that is at its highest since 1930s. Basically, it's real bad right now. So this way they are planning, Trump's plan is to free up about 500,000 positions. So basically they were expecting 500,000 people to come to the United States by the end of this year that are going to be affected now. So if you were planning to get your green card or you were planning to get your H-1B visa, it's going to be tough times now. They didn't suspend all of it, so there are some sectors like food industry and some seasonal workers that are still able to get it, but majority of people won't be able to get anything. So for a green card, the only way to get a green card right now is if you're a spouse or a child, you're sponsoring a child or a spouse of American, basically citizen or permanent residence, then you can still get it. But if you are somebody who is just trying to apply for it, you know, for work-based H-1B visa or transfer to the United States, so you can get your working visa, you can get your green card. It's about 120,000 people who are supposed to get green cards until the end of the year are not going to be getting it, and total of over 500,000 people are going to be affected by it. Now this is really bad news for everybody. And I think this is a dumb decision because even Silicon Valley is pissed off about it. You know, the smartest people from around the globe, including countries like India, including countries even like China, you know, smartest people from everywhere in the world, brightest ones, who would go and work for Silicon Valley, who would get basically recruited for money to go and work for successful companies for the amount of money they would maybe be able to make back home, to have a brighter future for themselves and for the entire country, to work in one of the most advanced companies in most advanced countries in the world. They won't be able to get it now. And of course I think it's a shot in the foot for American economy too, to not have such bright people coming in. I'm not saying that there are not bright people in the United States, of course there are, but if you compare it through the entire world and the companies that could bring those brightest people to their companies, the recruiters, that's a huge loss. And I understand why Silicon Valley is so upset about it. But they believe that the unemployment rate is going to be less, the jobs are going to free up. But why I find it real bad is that people who have been trying for years, some people 10 years, 12 years, 14 years to get their green card, and then finally this year is the year where they're supposed to get it. Now they have to wait. And for those people who just applied, probably the lineup is going to be a year longer after this. More delays. And those people who didn't get their lottery chance on H-1B visas, well, the worst news is they're going to change the entire system. They're changing it. That's the plan. That's what they announced, and we'll see it shortly after the end of 2020 when they reopen it. They want to change the system in such a way so that people who are getting paid the most are going to be getting the H-1B visas instead of the lottery. So if you are really talented but you didn't get a good job that's paying you a lot of money, and there are people who are making more money than you, they're going to be getting H-1B visas and you won't. And you're not going to be getting it. And I think it's a little bit sad. Now, I really dislike the lottery system too, because really many talented people would not get it over somebody who is not even making much money. He or she would get that H-1B visa, but now it's going to be more fair. But at the same time, it's not really fair. You know, it's not really fair. They would have to pay immigrants who are coming on that working visa more than they are paying Americans in order to qualify for that visa. And we'll see how it ends up, but it's also bad news. So if you had your chances with a low pay in job, still having some visa and you're trying to apply for H-1B visa now, might not be able to get in. But you know what, guys? I'm not in the United States, I'm in Canada. and my channel is mostly about Canada. And I'll tell you this, guys, and I think that Canada is doing a smarter move, in my personal opinion. I'm thinking that America is doing more of a political move, okay? I'm thinking that elections are coming out. But that's my personal opinion. If you have a different opinion, make sure you leave it in the comments, guys. I want to know, I want to hear it, because your opinion matters, okay? Now, what is Canada doing? Canada, meanwhile, is trying to retain people in Canada. Not suspending the immigration, but instead keeping those people who are already here and helping them that are working in Canada to get their permanent residency. Almost said green card. We don't have green card, we have permanent residency, PR card. So, permanent residency. And that's a smart move, in my personal opinion. You get the brightest people that are already here and you want to keep them. And looks like in the United States, if you are there but you didn't get your visa, like, I'm pretty sure if you are already having H-1B visa, probably to renew it, it shouldn't be much of an issue. Like, I didn't go through the executive order in detail. I just know like the outlines. But if you didn't get the visa, it's going to be really tough to get it. And if your spouse is working on an H-1B visa, or they remove the temporary work permit, so your spouse could have already an active H-1B visa and you were able to apply for a temporary work permit, so you can go and work and make some living to help your spouse. Now you cannot do that, and that's sad news. The only way you can get your permanent residency right now, green card in the United States, is if you're a spouse or a child, basically closely related relative of an American citizen, or, you know, American who is living on the green card in the United States. That's how it can be done. There are some options that are still open, but I know that you cannot be transferred through your company to the United States anymore. It's also bad news. Now, guys, I want to find out your comments. What do you think about it? Let me know what you think is Canada. What do you think about Canada in this situation? Is it a good news for Canada? Would Canada get more brighter people? Because I feel so. I think lots of smart people, extremely talented people around the globe who are going to go to the United States, and they really had that American dream, which they got slammed in the door. Like the door went into the face of the people who wanted to go there, and now they're going to look for options. And closest option is, of course, Canada. And I'm thinking lots of people, talented people, are going to be looking at this direction and coming to this country, and I think it's a smart decision. And the bad choice for the United States is actually going to influence the Canadian economy better, because you'll get more smarter people here. People will have more opportunities, and people who want to risk less of spending their 10, 12, 14, 15 years of their life trying to get a green card would rather get it done in 6 months and be in Canada. Guys, I'm out. We'll see you in the next video. Get a big fat thumbs up. Looking forward to read your comments. We'll see you in the next video, and we'll see you in Canada if you're not here already. See you soon.